Hey everybody, it's Wisp, and here I have a tier list that I'm building. Um, Hiding that ad right there. I'm not showing exactly what the tier list is for quite yet, but this is just a new sort of format that I'm testing out, so I wanted to test it out in a way that I am really familiar with, and it's something that I think will be a lot of fun. It took a long time for me to learn this relatively basic skill, but I'm going to be using this to incorporate it into streaming in the future, which is something that I'm really excited for. So please stick around for these tier lists, and if it's something that's a lot of fun, then of course I'm going to keep doing these as well as the streaming, and my vlog style videos are not going anywhere anytime soon as long as I have stuff to talk about, which currently I don't. Alright, so today I am building this Fire Emblem Heroes tier list. This is going to be completely based off of the Brave Heroes, and in this I have a second tab here that I'll keep switching to look at the artwork of them so I can have kind of a fresh perspective and people can see what I'm talking about without needing to recall it from memory. Just doing this on my main Google account. As you can see, this C here stands for Wisp. So with that, let's get going. Alright, so first one is Alm, and looking at Alm, I mean, I love the design. It's very lightly rustic, which is great because a lot of the Brave heroes are inspired by the characters' parents or lineage. But I really like these ones too that are the older designs, which only really work for the remake characters. For Alm, I think it kind of took the best of both worlds, making him feel sort of like Rudolph, but also elegant and it's like a refined version of his original outfit. I think it's not somewhere in between remake and new, and I just think it looks really good. The colors go great together. So Alm, I think I would say, is a solid A tier for me. There's nothing too flashy, which for me sometimes actually kind of takes away from some of the Brave outfits, is that they can be a little bit too much at times. So all the right boxes for Alm. Alright, so for Brave Camilla, she's second on our list, and this is another one where it's a very great and very regal design. Kind of reminds me of her promotion in Fire Emblem Warriors, if you're familiar with it. Um, the black and gold color scheme is a classic. I do think that the touches of purple bring a lot of Camilla flair to it, but some of the placements of them and some of the placements of it and the really long cape, I think to me is a little too flashy, especially because she's on a wyvern. I say wyvern, I'm not going to hide that. She's on a wyvern. And I might be missing what the spear's all about, but I don't know what that spear's all about. So for me, I'd say she's a B tier. I should also mention, I think I forgot to say this, but this is purely on my opinion of the outfit and the design for the character. The actual usage of them in game is a completely different subject that I'm more than happy to go into at another time, but for now I'm just going with the outfit. So for Brave Celica, again, they're going with her older look, much like Alm. The thing is, I didn't like Celica's older look as much, so there's that bias there. It's very simple. It's, I mean, red and yellow, great color scheme. But for me, it just kind of leaves some things to be desired. So I would throw her probably in C tier for now. Claude. So before I even pull Claude up, the Fire Emblem Three Houses or the Brave Houses banner was really a low point for me. I mean, the artwork's amazing and the designs were amazing, but there was not much creativity in that itself. The designs were ripped straight from their third tier promotions, so it's really just how much I like those. And when I'm thinking of their Brave outfits, I'm glad we got these in the game. I love the outfit, but it's not really special, so I'm gonna put Claude in C tier, and that sounds harsh because it's still a great outfit, but it's just his already existing model. Dimitri is the exact same thing. Great outfit. I really like it. It's my favorite look for Dimitri, aside from this outfit, but with the ponytail, I think would be even better. But as it stands, it already exists in the game. All they really did was create the spear. Edelgard is in the exact same place. Crazy that I got 3 of them in a row. Existing outfit, straight from the game, same stuff. Now, I will say that I was happy. I actually kind of prefer Claude's look to hers. I was happy that she was added into the game, and for all 3 of them actually, in these outfits, because they look amazing. Like I've said, it's really just a matter of why like this, why they were going to be added anyway. Those outfits were always going to come. So I don't know why they had to come in as the Brave when we could have gotten things that were based more off of their ancestry. For Dimitri, actually, one of the reasons he's first is because it is based off of his ancestry. That is Luke's cape and the armor of Luke, who is the founder king for the kingdom of Fargus. So it's got that going for it at least. But still just straight from the game, which isn't my favorite way to do these things. Alright, next up we have Brave Erica, and actually one of my favorites. It's Ephraim's already great design, but now sharing that with his sister because they're close friends. I mean, really tight-knit family, and since, as we'll see later, Ephraim already kind of got his dad's design, it's exciting to see the family basing it off of each other. She didn't get the exact same design. She kind of modified Ephraim's look to fit her, and it's a little bit uncomfortable for horseback riding, but not the worst Fire Emblem has to offer. Actually my favorite so far, and probably my favorite artwork for her. I just think Ephraim has a really cool outfit, I guess. Alright, so Brave Elwood is next, and here we are. He's not too flashy, which is nice. The white is really nice. It's my favorite look for him, and the white and orange go pretty well together. It is, I don't know how to politely say it. It's a little boring to me. I don't know exactly what it is or where they could improve on it, because it does look clean and nice, and it's a very light blue, but it's a little boring. So I would put him probably right there. B tier, but barely, because I can admit it's a great outfit. I'm in a chair. I can admit it's a great outfit. I just don't like it personally. Alright, looking at Brave Ephraim, if it'll pull it up, this is CYL2. This is kind of when they really leaned on the father's outfits for everybody, almost everybody. And it shows. I mean, it's his father's existing armor. It is, in my opinion, less appealing than his original design or any of his other alts. So, great character, and it is a cool outfit. It's hard because if I'm comparing it to the other Ephraims, I don't like it. But if I'm comparing it to a lot of Brave heroes, it's pretty good. So for now, I'm going to put it right behind Celica. And then we get into Gatekeeper. And this one I have a lot to say on, because outfit alone, he really let me down. I mean, it's literally just the Gatekeeper design. But the fact that the main artwork actually has the gate in it, because it's always kind of been the case that if Gatekeeper comes to this game, then he leaves the gate, therefore failing his job. But they've actually made it true that he brings the whole gate with him, which I thought was pretty funny way to do it. I wasn't on the Gatekeeper hype train or bandwagon, so I wasn't that excited to see him come in as a Brave hero. But I at least do think that the way that specifically was done was tactful, pretty funny. So I'm really shaky on it. Outfit is just generic gatekeeper, but at least it wasn't in the game yet, so it's new. It bored me a bit. I'm gonna put it above. Whoops. I'm gonna put it above the Three Houses characters because as much as I love them, there was nothing brave about those outfits. And C's actually getting a little bit big. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I'm not. I'm wonderful. It's it's just front loaded with Three Houses because I don't like they were just their promoted classes. I'll move it around if I need to. The only reason Gatekeeper's not D tier is because his animations and the artwork having the gate behind him were such good touches that it makes up to me for the fact that he's not a character I was excited for, it wasn't an outfit I was excited for, and they put no creativity into the outfit. Because everything else got so much love. So Brave Hector, I cannot remember Hector's brother's name right now, but he's wearing his brother's armor, which is awesome. Hector's dad isn't really much of a figure in the games, but we know that he and his brother were close, and he looks great in it. It is weird to see him with a lance instead of an axe, but it fits the getup with the blues meshing with his cape and his hair, and then the undershirt, and he's got all those blue touches going on that really complement the lance. And then I think it's a great outfit. It is up there. I'm going to say just above Alm for me, but one of my favorites that there are. Ike is one of the original 4 Brave units, so this is when we didn't know what to expect at all. And it's a little bit difficult to separate that because I was kind of thinking they might all just be wearing Ascarian clothes, which is sort of what Resplendents are. I was really expecting a bunch of white and gold on everybody, which is kind of what Ike got, except it's actually Grail's outfit. Grail has a great color scheme that you don't normally see main characters having because it's muted and dull, but I think it looks great and it really works for Ike. It doesn't go with his hair, but that clash is kind of fine. They use other little things to tie it in anyway, so this to me is kind of peak Brave design. It's my favorite that we have. So it's all downhill from there. That they peaked in CYL1. And speaking of CYL1, Lucina. It's a really cool look. One of my favorite looks for Lucina that there is. Would definitely have pulled for this if it were on any banner. And I did pull for it when it was on the Brave banner. But the getup isn't that exciting to me for a Brave banner. It's supposed to be based on Chrom's armor, but she doesn't really look like Chrom. She looks more like her promoted self. But they say that it's Chrom's armor, and I don't see where that comes from because this is not him. Even when he does get armor more like this, it's silver because his Great Lord outfit is the silver with more muted blues and gold schemes to it. So the blue and gold is very Lucina, very much not her father, despite what we were told. Maybe in shape. It looks good, so I'm putting it in B tier because it's not pulled directly from Awakening, and there's some lore behind it, even though that lore is a little shaky. So I like it, but it doesn't match up to a lot of what's come after. Berlin, traditional clothes from Sakai, I believe it's pronounced. It's not pulling up, but there we go. It's a really good outfit. It looks really cool. I like Lyn. Everyone kind of likes Lyn, at least a little bit, I think. Especially if you're in America, where Fire Emblem 7 was the first Fire Emblem game released. There's some nostalgia there. I don't have that much nostalgia guiding my opinions on their outfits, but this is kind of similar to her original getup in some ways, just with a lot more touches. And before people make fun of it, the archery breastplate is like a legitimate thing because that's where the bow would be snapping against. So that's why there's only one. It's not as weird as Fire Emblem Heroes sometimes is. I know that they're pretty bad about those things, but that's not what this is. Anyway, I think it was a great outfit. Barely passes Alms, does not quite match up to Hector's. Hey, it's actually kind of nice to see those two together. because they're friends. Lysithea was a little more exciting to me than the others in CYL4 because while this is one of her most popular classes that anyone promotes her to, it wasn't like we knew for sure they were going to use the Grimoire class, but it really is just her as a Grimoire. So I think what I need to do is just accept that as much as I love Three Houses and as much as Dimitri is so far my favorite character to win CYL, well, Chrom has won CYL, but he's my favorite character from CYLs 1 through 5, the outfit just wasn't there for me. So that's what my D tier looks like. I'm locking that in. Great outfits, great designs, just not exciting as far as Brave goes, because it's exactly what I would have expected them to come in as. And again, Lysithea wins because she was the most surprising, but it was still exactly what I would have expected. So Marianne is sort of in a similar place, except here. It's not technically part of the outfit, but it's part of her animation. She's actually making peace with her nature. I'll just leave it at that for now, but she's not a monster. I'm not calling her a monster. It's just part of her story, something that she had to make peace with. And I think it's amazing. Plus, the dancer clothes are cool, and I never knew if they were going to come in. I really wish they came on someone like Dimitri or something because of how much he hates it. But she looks great. Really cool, brave outfit. Definitely passes Gatekeeper. I might actually put her past Ephraim too, which I wasn't expecting. All right, Marth. Everyone loves Marth at least a little bit. I have no attachment to Marth. I love Fire Emblem. I've played all the games multiple times. Marth was the first, and I respect that he was the first, but I don't actually care about him as a character. That is my hot take of the month. But despite me feeling that way, I still do love that. I really don't. I'm sorry. It just looks like Marth but in red, which is cool because it's based off of Henri and it goes back to what the original Braves were about. But when I saw it, I just wasn't excited at all, which I'd kind of put in Elowood tier, where it's like it's not bad. I just don't care about it at all. So, no offense to his fans. I can never spell Micaiah's name right. Brave Micaiah, this is another one that's just her promotion, but she's got UNA looking over her, and I thought that was pretty cool. So that gives it that extra touch that makes it feel much more personal and much more powerful to her character. And that was enough for me personally to say that, yes, it beats these other two. Ooh, sorry. These other two, where they kind of feel. Where's my other promoted one? It's okay. She beats Lucina, who really just feels mostly like promoted Lucina. But she doesn't quite come up to Camilla, who is a new outfit that has never been used before and has some lore that I thought was interesting for her character. Roy was an awesome one. Again, we didn't know what to expect when these were starting, but those oversized, really baggy clothing that is literally just his dad's clothes instead of just inspired by them was a perfect touch for him. Brings his youthful innocence that some people like up, but he also fights well in them. Kind of outdated now, but for the time, he was a great unit. So I love it, and the gigantic sword that is actually as long as his body. I didn't notice that. Surprising he can lift that. His arm's going to fill out those sleeves pretty soon. He's going to get so buff wielding that thing. Look at this guy. Wow. Way to go, Roy. Anyway, it's really funny because I actually like this a lot. Oops, not quite there. More than Hector. But I don't I don't like Roy that much. I don't dislike Roy. I just don't. I just want to say he's one of my favorites. Alright, so I'm going to close out the list with Veronica. This was cool. It's maybe kind of flashy, but it's the Embla flashy that I would expect, and the Lonely Puppeteer. that's what they called Veronica in book 1. I thought it was cool. Is this? It's a flashy nickname. That's what I mean. Like she's a little over the top, so it kind of is fine for her to be flashy. I think it's a really cool outfit, great design. A lot like Camilla, the black and gold just works. It's a very classic trim, but she adds red to it instead of the purple, which I think really sells it. So design wise, I think that she's really cool. Might be one of my favorites actually. I never thought of her as one of my favorites, but she might be. I think, to be honest, I would put her up in A tier behind Lynn, which would actually drop to B. Sorry, can't have A be bigger than B. That just doesn't make sense to me. So he goes there, and Mark can go down there. This is my definitive list. This is, again, incredibly opinion based, and this is based on how I feel about the design and the outfit. Um, really sad to put Dimitri way down in the D tier. There's some other choices that, like, I wish Lucina is a great character. I love Lucina. I really wish that she could have had like an S tier design in my own biased opinion, but as it stands, I just didn't feel that way. So, thank you for watching. That was weird. Thank you for watching. I am excited to see where the other 4 fall into place on this, and it's kind of interesting. I really thought that my bias would put all of my favorite characters up at the top, but a lot of my favorite characters were pretty low, actually. So, I mean, B tier's not bad for these two, but still. Yeah, that's something that I think is interesting. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I scrolled in the wrong direction. There it is. Crest of Gautier. Thank you, Crest of Gautier, for making this tier list. That's the Twitter handle if you want to go and follow. They made this so that we could all use it, which is really cool of them. But alright, thank you everybody, and until next time, take care.